How's everyone doing? I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Line TV. Welcome to the return of the 5 talking points, you guys. I will be bringing this video back after we finish playing games. This video is going to be for the game against Arsenal, where there were quite a lot of interesting talking points. And yeah, you guys, I'm going to try and revamp how I structure these videos, so I hope you do enjoy the new structure. But you guys, I'm going to be talking about Callum HudsonOdoi, I'm going to be talking about Ross Barkley, I'm going to be talking about Alvaro Morata versus Michy Batshuayi, I'm going to be talking about how the team are developing under Sarri as well, and I am going to be talking about how the Arsenal game showed us what lineup we're going to be using against Man City on Sunday. But you guys, don't worry, early tomorrow I am going to be releasing the match previews and the predicted previews for the game against City on Sunday, so make sure you're here tomorrow. The first video will come out at 12 PM in the afternoon, so I'll see you guys there. But starting with the first point, and we got to talk about Callum HudsonOdoi. Now, his performance against Arsenal was exceptional. A very, very good performance. Now, this guy, a lot of people that do follow the Chelsea Academy, we've known about him for how many years already, so it's no surprise. And for me personally, I'm not even really going to patronise him as much. I mean, yeah, I know he destroyed Bellerin, but for someone of his ability, it's not really too much of a surprise for me. I mean, just look at how the guy plays football. The first touch is always good. Look how he times his runs as well. And that's something in particular that I've been very impressed with. I mean, so many examples of how he's been using his pace to get in behind, and he's timing it correctly. I mean, you're seeing certain guys like Pedro and Morata constantly going offside, and it's good to see that Callum does have that. But there's one thing in particular that a lot of people aren't really taking notice of, other than probably Sarri, and that's the fact that Callum HudsonOdoi has that same enthusiasm to attack and to defend as well. And that was one thing that impressed me quite a lot. He was very willing to obviously get back into the formation. He was supporting Marcos Alonso. He was going in for 50-50s as well. He wasn't shying away from tackles. And when it came to starting the press as well, he was constantly doing that. And I think when it comes to things like that, that's what managers look for in particular. And I kind of think now with HudsonOdoi, the world literally is his oyster. He has the ability, he has the technical capacity as well, and he can follow the manager's instructions very well on top of that. And if you remember the videos on Sarri I've done, we're seeing the confidence that Sarri does instill in the players. And why am I saying that? Look at the amount of times that HudsonOdoi was trying to take a shot on goal. Now, let's be serious, you know, his efforts can be much better. He does possess that in this game, but it's literally just a case of confidence. I think the more he plays, the more he's in front of goal, the more confident he's going to feel when it comes to taking those chances. Remember, he hasn't played much football at all when it comes to playing against, you know, professional teams. But I think if anything, I personally feel that he will be starting the game against Man City. And I kind of feel too that there's a massive chance that he will start the first game of the new season as well. I think he deserves it. The guy has been our best player throughout pre-season so far, and I think the game against Man City is going to be a great test for him. It's going to put him in the public eye even more, and it's only going to work favours for him. And so all I can say is, you know, well done Callum HudsonOdoi. You know, you're doing bits, man. The second talking point is in regards to Alvaro Morata. Now, you know, we have to talk about him. Now, I know I have said so many times that it is pre-season, the players aren't fully fit just yet. I think Sarri said himself too, you know, he was with his family. Obviously his wife gave birth to 2 twins on the 29th of June. And obviously for him to come straight back and join pre-season again, he hasn't really had much time off. And, you know, it can be a bit hard, but still, it's the finishing in front of goal. Now, even though I do get frustrated in the moment when I'm watching it live, you know, you guys know my thoughts and opinions change watching a game live and then, you know, thinking about things afterwards and then having constructive thoughts after that. Now, for me, I don't ever get too annoyed with Morata because finishing has never been his forte. It's never been a strong point for him. It's not as if this guy had a reputation for being super clinical already. So, in a way, we always had to expect that as fans. Now, I think that Morata can benefit playing under Sarri now that there's no need for him to be involved in the build-up play. Yeah, a few times he'll drop a bit deep, but that's not the first thing he needs to do. It's all about his movement and runs and behind, and let's hoping that when the confidence comes, the goals will come, because as I've always said since before we signed him, Morata's always been a player that strives on feeling confident. That's what he needs. I do feel that playing under Sarri, that will help him a bit more, because naturally he's going to get more goal scoring chances. I mean, there were moments in the game against Arsenal where he was constantly missing chances, but at the same time, it was still good to see that those opportunities were being created for him, and they were opportunities that he created for himself due to his movement. So even though he's very frustrating, let's be serious, he isn't a world-class player. He still is a good player in my opinion, and I do feel that Sarri is the right manager to bring out more in his game. So it'll be interesting to see. But where does this leave Michy? Now, it's no surprise to me that Sarri has already been talking about Michy and trying to persuade him to stay. You guys, you hear me say this every single time. For me, Michy is kind of like the Higuain. He's a poacher. Michy will suit the system so perfectly because he's not good at build-up play, but he's fantastic at finishing. Now, I wish I could use footage, but the Bundesliga don't actually allow you to use any footage, and I don't want to waste this video, you know what I mean? But again, you guys, I'm always saying this. I'm going to have a link in the description below and above as well. Look at some of the goals he scored for Dortmund. Now, it's easy. Just translate the goals he scored for Dortmund last season to how we play under Sarri now. It makes a lot of sense. The third talking point, I need to talk about Ross Barkley. Now, he's become a bit of a controversial figure for me, in the respects that, you know, the fan base are getting behind him, which is good. You know, it's good to support the players, of course, but a part of me, and this is just me personally, I do kind of feel that why can't we share the same energy for other players? For example, why don't we share the same energy with Ruben Loftus-Cheek? I think a lot of people still think he's pretty lazy, which really baffles me. He was getting criticised beforehand for not returning back with the team quickly. I mean, the guy cut short his holiday by an extra week. I mean, what more can he do? And I feel like Ruben has this unfair stigma around him. But moving back to Ross Barkley, and I stress this point all the time, there's a difference between application and end products. And so far, I'm seeing the application from Barkley, but there isn't any end product so far. And I think the game against Arsenal really showed things. Now, yes, I've said this myself too. I know the context. He hasn't played as much. He has been out for a year with injury. Let's be serious. But, you know, playing as a number 8 in a Sarri system, it's important that you do play those final passes. Now, throughout the game, Barkley was playing a lot of safe passes, but there were too many times when it came to that decisive moment, or any time it involved him being closer to the opposition goal, the play kept getting broken down and it wasn't flowing. And so many times passes he should have played were being overhit, or they were being played too short. And one thing I found a bit disappointing too was the fact that his movement wasn't too great. Now, a lot of times when I was looking at footage, yeah, he was in areas where he could have been a passing outlet, but they weren't the best areas to be in, and he wasn't as involved. Now, you guys, Hamsik at Napoli was involved a lot when it came to, you know, their attacking transitions and the build-up. And we're not seeing that with Barkley. Yes, I know, you know, Barkley, if you give him space in midfield and you allow him to carry the ball from your own half, yeah, he can carry it, big deal. But as I keep stressing, end products over application. Yeah, he runs hard, he drives hard, but if there's no quality to what he's doing, I don't think it's good enough. But I'm willing to give Barkley the benefit of the doubt. You know, I understand he hasn't played for a while. Let's just hope that he does take this chance and he does improve very quickly. The fourth talking point is in regards to, we've probably seen the lineup we're going to be using against Man City. I mean, it was quite clear with the first team we used. It was interesting to see that Luiz and Rudiger did partner each other, and in a way they do kind of resemble a Koulibaly and Albiol as well. You know, at the end of the day, Sarri is still an Italian manager. He does like to have a bit of bite when it comes to his defenders, and he does have that physicality from them as well. And it looks like to me Rudiger and Luiz will be the first choice partnership for this season. Luiz has been pretty decent throughout pre-season, and you know, the passing between Rudiger and Luiz was pretty good throughout the game, especially, you know, in terms of how they were setting attacks. And I feel that they really do complement what Sarri wants out from the back. Now, it does bring up interesting questions in regards to Christensen. And from what I'm hearing, what I've been hearing, you know, Sarri likes him, but he's not the biggest fan of him just yet. And it's due to that lack of physicality and that lack of, like, grinter in him. You know what I mean? Personally, I think that's very unfair. Not every player has to be like that. Maybe for Christensen, for him to have a, you know, a really successful long-term future here, maybe try to model your game a bit on Carvalho. You know, Carvalho was pretty similar, very clean at tackling, but he had that dirty side. And you know, of course, you know, it comes down to this old-fashioned macho bullshit in football that's always there. it's how the industry is. It's not going to go anytime soon. So maybe you might have to adapt your mentality a bit so the manager can see a different side to you. And the final point I want to make is in regard to the progress we're making under Sarri. Yes, the first thing I'm always stressing about is the pressing. The pressing's looking very good. Now, there were moments where our midfield was getting bypassed, but it's down to, I'm saying this shit all the time, it's a combination of players not being fully match fit, getting used to the system, and not having our best players here just yet. I mean, when Kante's here, he's in the opposition half closing people down, it's going to be game over. And I kind of feel that game against Arsenal, I think maybe Sarri decided to go for a more counter-attacking approach because he's trying to focus on speeding up the build-up play. That was one thing in particular he really kept stressing and talking about. Don't play unnecessary passes for the sake of it. You need to learn how to create those quick transitions when it comes to attacking. And, you know, we saw that quite a lot against Arsenal. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how the team does develop. And it's only going to get better, you guys, when Hazard comes back, when Kante comes back, when these guys get used to playing as well. Once that back four, you know, the main back four, Sarri wants to use, play more with each other as well, things will become much more fluid. But anyway, you guys, that's going to end today's 5 talking points from the Arsenal game. Let me hear some of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't worry, later on tonight there will be another video coming out, a transfer daily video, so stay tuned for that. You guys, thanks for watching. I'm the FC, this is Blue Line CV, signing out.